This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on a Monday. That's what we're going to do. I'm Tito, Jeff Thitoff. So I left Bobby Carpenter. No Bodie today. Bodie's still recovering from South Bend in that big Notre Dame victory. Big Mo joins us this morning.
Hello.
How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, it's a snowy, great day. Bob, were you happy or disappointed or indifferent about the snow this morning?
Well, it was expected, so I didn't think it would be quite that much. But, I mean, it's nothing really accumulating, so no big deal. I got a bunch of yard work done while it was still decent on Friday and Saturday, so can't really complain.
That, Bob, I think might be the difference between you and me. The one difference, I did no yard work, and I should have. I should have taken I knew the snow was coming.
Yeah, everybody did.
Yes, it was
Well,
not.
my son, he's like, well, I'm planning on mowing on Sunday. It's going to rain Sunday and snow Monday, so let's get it done on Saturday.
Do it Saturday. We are Morning Juice. 2 full hours here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and the Fan app and HD3. Download the show anytime. Catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. The show also replays on the Fan 2, 1460 a.m. from 1 to 3 p.m. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank at Dublin, Event Risk Elite Protection as well. Bill Bender's going to join us here in the second segment. I say 6:20 on the show sheet. It's probably 6:25, knowing how we do history, because I never let Bob finish anything without me butting in. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow's your Slags Day. Lots to talk about today with the Ohio State win with the NFL. Some crazy stuff going on there. The Browns lost the Jets 27-20. Bengals were off. Chargers over the Steelers last night, 25-10. Ravens beat the Vikings 27-19. Eagles and Packers, they will play tonight. So, Bob, the big win for the Jets yesterday. And who was you retweeted somebody wearing a Mangled jersey walking in, right?
Yeah. It was Jeremy Ruckert.
Jeremy Ruckert, former Buckeye, wearing that into the game. So that was kind of cool to see. And I think that
They did a really great tribute with Nick. It was their first home game since his passing, and had a bunch of stuff there. Had some different shirts with it, like a little backwards hat silhouette and things like that on it. They honored his wife and his kids out on the field. There's a nice little video of Garrett Wilson talking to Jenny and his children, which was pretty cool as well. So, yeah, a lot of stuff going on there.
CBJ at Edmond tonight at 8:30. To wrap up there, West Swing, the OSU men host Appalachian State at 6:30 on Tuesday. OSU women yesterday knocked off Coppin State 88-59. So let's get rolling here, Bob. Are you ready to make me smarter? Is it that hard of a job to do each day we work together?
Yeah, it definitely is. But I'm up for it.
Let's do it.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Do your thing, General. Work your magic.
Oh, boy, it is Monday, November 11th, November 10th. Sorry about that.
And add a day to us here?
Well, why not? November 10th, 314th day of the year, 51 days remaining. We'll be in the 40s this week. I believe it's like 45 days maybe until Christmas. 17 days until Thanksgiving. It's crazy. I think that, Ohio State has 3 games left now in their season.
Ohio State has 7 games left in their season.
Well, 3 games
6
left
games
in the regular season.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Right?
What are you counting it to? What is the...
Okay, they got the 3 games left, the Big Ten championship.
Okay, assuming that they win them all.
Then 3 playoff games, right?
Okay.
7, yeah.
Just making sure your math was good.
It's close. I was only off by 1, no matter what.
But it's 51 days, like I said, till the end of the year. This date, 1775, the United States Marine Corps is founded in Toon Tavern in Philadelphia by Samuel Nicholas. 1951, the rollout of the North American Numbering Plan, the direct dial from coast to coast, is initiated for the telephone service in the United States, thus giving way to area codes and everything else to be able to get that done. In this date, 1954, Dwight D. Eisenhower dedicates the United States Marine Corps Memorial, the Iwo Jima at Arlington in Virginia. 1969, The National Education Television, better known as PBS, debuts Sesame Street.
Sally, you've never seen a street like Sesame Street. Everything happens here. You're gonna love it. They're playing games. Hi, Bob.
Hi. How are
Say
you
hello to
today,
Sally. She just moved into the neighborhood.
Hi, Sally. How
That's
are you?
Bob.
Nice to see you.
And that-
Greetings, my friend.
That's
I'm
Mr. Hooper.
Oh, Mr. Hooper. Here's a dime for your paper. Thank you.
See, yeah, come here, Mr. Hooper. Come here. Say hello to Sally.
Hello, Sally.
Sally's new. She just moved into the neighborhood.
Welcome, new Sally.
That's Mr. Hooper. Whoa, ball game for a second. Huh? What is it?
Silly doors.
That's Big Bird.
He's in my...
Sure he is. Hello, Big Bird.
Oh, hi, Gordon.
How are you? You know what I want you to do? I want you to meet Sally.
There we go. The initial launch of Sesame Street.
Do you remember the guy who was on the? You probably don't remember this.
Oscar the Grouch.
No. It was there was a. I'm trying to think the guy's name was now.
Snuffleupagus.
It's a human guy.
Big Bird.
Human. That was on the
Wait,
show.
The Count.
And he was on, I think, the original cast. Ended up developing, had a mental illness or something.
Was the original Gordon.
It was, I think it was that who it was? Was he the original Gordon?
He was the original Gordon, and then I saw the documentary.
Okay.
And he lasted a couple years
Right.
and then left and had a breakdown. I believe
Yes.
he committed suicide.
Ended up dying, yeah. Not to bring it all down, but I'm just saying, that was a.
Thank you for the pick-me-up.
No, I'm just can't remember what the guy's name was, but I can't remember what his real name was. But yes, David. I think he was David on the show.
Yeah.
I think he was actually David on the
original
show.
Gordon, but his name was David.
His
Well,
name
no,
was
I-
David. His name was David, I believe. Maybe
Well,
I'm
there
wrong.
was a character named David.
Yeah, that's the one. It was.
Yeah.
The guy's real name. I just looked it up. The guy's real name was Northern Calloway. And yes, he was originally David on the show, and then ended up passing away. In at the age of 41 in 1990.
Today's show brought to you by the letter M
Yes,
for
it-
morbid.
There we go.
Well done. Well done. Big guy.
This date 1971. Joe Torre is elected National League MVP with, oh gosh, I can't even read my writing now.
What was it, Joe Torre?
Joe Torre
with the
in
Cardinals.
71 with the Cardinal,
Yep.
but Vita Blaine?
It was the pitcher, right? For the
Well, he
Pirates?
was the AL MVP.
Vita
Blaine.
Blue.
Vita
Vita
Blue.
Blue,
Blue was
gosh.
the AL MVP. I'm sorry, yes.
Vita
Right.
Blue.
Yes.
My writing was.
Vita Blue MVP and Cy Young
Yeah.
Award winner that year went 24-8.
There we go. And this date 1975. It's a rough day, but it helped initiate this one of Jim Harbaugh's favorite songs, a real toe tapper 50 years ago, the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
A freighter carrying a crew of 29 disappeared on Lake Superior during a severe storm last night, and so far, no survivors have been found. The freighter, the Edmund Fitzgerald, was transporting iron ore when it ran into high winds and 25-foot waves. Rebecca Bell has the story.
In the area where the Fitzgerald went down, a sister ship joined the search, but so far all that was found was an oil slick, life jackets, and an empty lifeboat. There was no sign of the 29 men aboard.
Oh, the Bodie put all this together. Yeah, listen, if you could just blend it in, it'd be so amazing.
How about bro?
Oh, what a banger. So good. Real toe tapper, this one.
I'm telling you, dude. Gordon Lightfoot underrated. Gordon Lightfoot and Squeeze. That's where we're going today. Gordon Lightfoot underrated. Dude, go listen to other songs.
I enjoy it. This date, 1983, Bill Gates introduces Windows 1.0. 1988, after a 6-year break, the Steve Miller Band begins touring again. And then the following year, in 89, the Germans.
Bomb Pearl Harbor?
Did we give up when they bombed Pearl Harbor? No, but they did begin to tear down that wall.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Reporting tonight from Berlin.
From the Berlin Wall specifically, take a look at them. They've been there since last night. They are here in the thousands. They are here in the tens of thousands. Occasionally they shout, Die Mauer muss weg, the wall must go. Thousands and thousands of West Germans come to make the point that the wall has suddenly become irrelevant. Something, as you can see, almost to party on. How do you measure such an astonishing moment in history? The East German government said tonight they were going to make more openings in the wall, at least a dozen more. Put bulldozers right through the wall so that more people could cross to the west.
You know what? I mean, they love communism so much they wouldn't let anybody else in.
No, that was it.
They wanted to keep it just
It's
for
elite.
their folks.
Yes, it's elite.
Just for their folks.
It's like the golf club out there.
Like New York City. This date, 2007, for the first time ever, 3 country artists hold the top 3 spots on the Billboard, with Carrie Underwood, Robert Platt, and Alison Krauss, and then Gary Allen going 1, 2, 3.
Where does Carrie Underwood rank on the most attractive celebrities you've met? You said she was very,
very pretty.
Yes. One of us in this room has dined with her, not me and not Big Mo.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
I know.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
She was very nice, very pretty, very nice. Quiet back then. I think she's grown into her personality a little more. But Mo's never heard the story. Romo took her on a date. She's a vegetarian. We went to a steakhouse.
Yes.
It's pretty remarkable.
Can't believe those two didn't end up together.
Exactly.
Yeah. Born on this date in 1919, he unfortunately passed away in 1945. Michael Strank, one of the flag raisers immortalized in the Iwo Jima statue. Roy Schreider, born on this date in 1932.
Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chump some of this shit.
There it is.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I have zero desire to ever be that far out on water.
Really?
Yes, I don't like. Look, dude,
I just saw this little deal about a guy who went out, him and his buddy, about a 21-foot boat in the Pacific off the coast of Mexico. The boat capsized.
Right.
They found him 14 months later. He drifted into the Marshall Islands.
Alive?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Holy. Yes,
it's remarkable.
Jeez.
He talks about how he stayed up like eating turtles and collecting rainwater. And they literally got the current and figured out where he was, and they scientists, and then they tested him, his DNA or whatever, and they go, yeah, this is the dude. They didn't believe him.
Was he holding a volleyball?
Him and Wilson made it. His buddy died. He gave up he made it for 4 months, he said, then he gave up.
At least he didn't eat him.
I'd be dead in 4 hours. I'd be dead in 4 hours. There's no way.
14 months at sea,
yeah.
Basically, like the boat had capsized. I mean, he was on that door that Rose was on, floating around in the North Atlantic.
I'm not scared of water. I have no problem being on the water, but like I don't want to be somewhere where I can't see land.
No, the chafing that you would get from all the salt would be brutal. Born on this date, 1947, Glenn Buxton, the original lead guitarist for Alice Cooper.
This was our first dance at our wedding.
First wedding or second?
No, Heather and I had the second. In the second wedding, Heather and I did enter in the reception to "You're the Devil in Disguise" by Elvis. I'm glad you played along with that, but yes, no.
That's nice. Leslie Miles of Elyria, Ohio, turning 72 today.
I'm doing is what you should do. Let it rest. I'm playing football for LSU. I'm preparing for Arkansas. I'm preparing for the next game. And the next game after that. I love it, Steve.
He is a Michigan man.
Just want to remind everybody that it's Columbus Day, that all those of you that know Italians and like Italians are the people that might venture onto a ship and travel to explore and find new lands. This is your day. So it's not St. Patty's Day. That's a different day entirely.
Yeah, you know what I do?
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I have a little tradition that humbles me as a man, that lets me know that I'm a part of the field and part of the game, and it's the very bottom as well as the very top. So yeah, it's gonna be all over the internet. You know what? You should have seen some games before this. I tell you one thing: the grass at Tiger Stadium tastes best.
Ooh, gosh, he's a beaut. Real beaut, Clark, eating that grass. Sinbad turning 69 today.
I'm glad some of y'all in college, because I tell you, the educational system in America is scary. They say, man, 20%, less than 20% of these kids are pulling like 2.0s, man. How can you not get a 2.0 in high school?
Where is Columbus, Ohio?
It's a trick question. High school kids nowadays, man, don't have that basic education. Did you see them working at McDonald's? Man, just go ahead and cook some burgers. Don't go out. You walk in McDonald's, them little kids be confused. They got pictures of food on the cash register. You won't mess them up? The machine gives them change back by itself. You give them $5, change just drop down. You ever been there when the change machine break? They got to give you some money back. Just let them keep the money. Just let them keep the money. I gave the boy a $5 bill. It was $4.95. $4.95. My man said, boop. Boop. Man, just reach in and get how much you think you should get back.
Old Sinbad, the house guest. Turning 62 today. This is really why Bodie took the day off. Legendary Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy.
Probably waited your whole professional career to do something like that moment right there. How did it feel for you, Mike?
That's what it's all about. I mean, this is what you work for. Just I can't give enough credit to our players' resolve throughout the season, throughout the second half. It was an emotional halftime. Guys, stepping up. When you lose Charles Woodson, Donald Driver, no one blinked. We had some bumps in the road, kept fighting. We put our defense in that position time and time again all year, and they stepped up, once again. So it's a great team victory. I just can't tell you how proud I am of my football team. And more importantly, we're just glad Coach Lombardi's trophy is finally going home.
There we go. Legendary Mike McCarthy. Watched every game, allegedly, the year before he took the Cowboys job. He may have rescinded that comment after getting it. Turning 55 today, one of the legendary rappers, Warren G.
I'm getting jacked, I'm breaking myself. I can't believe they taking Warren's wealth. They took my rings, they took my
damn, what's next?
I looked at the brother, said, damn, what's next? They got my homie
R.I.P. Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg.
He doesn't celebrate birthdays anymore. Thitoff.
He does not. He's the other double G.
Well, he has tea with the Queen.
Yes, he does. You think that Nate Dogg and the Queen have tea?
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. I'm not sure if she's done her. I don't think she knows hip hop out there.
Oh, listen. Nate Dogg is the master of collaborations.
Yes, you're right. Are you Snoop's brother? Yes. Right, brother? Cousin. Brother. Right?
That's a great question.
I think Nate Dogg and Snoop Dogg are brothers. Is that correct? Do you know that?
I thought they were cousins.
Maybe they're cousins. They're related, though, yes. That's why he's
Brian
a double
Broaddus?
G. Double G for both of them. Yes. They are related. Brian, yes. I'm going to double check, but I think they're
How many people you think actually knew Snoop Dogg's full name?
I don't think maybe that was a good pull by you. I'm not going to lie to you. That was a good pull.
Mr. Brian Broaddus.
Yes, that was
well done. Calvin Broaddus.
Calvin Broaddus.
Oh, here we go. See now, Bob, I gave you all kinds of credit. Look what you just did.
You're right. It's Calvin
Broaddus.
Broaddus
By the way,
is his last name.
Nate Dogg Big Bo does not understand that this is the last time filling in for Bodie after correcting you like that on the air, not off the air. No, you should have done it off the air.
Oh.
No, Cal, listen, I want the truth. We're a truth show here.
We are a truth show.
And then, born in this state, 1977, lost her way too early, Brittany Murphy.
You're Jimmy Smith Jr.
Yeah.
My name's Alex.
So did you find a guy you was looking for?
What guy?
The plane.
Yeah, that was my brother. I was borrowing his car. So, I hear you're a real dope rapper.
The dope rapper?
Yeah.
Who told you I was a dope rapper?
It's around. You're so dope. What you doing working over at Dead End Stampin'?
Your brother works there?
Yeah, my brother's a loser.
What about you?
I'm working over at Intermezzo, saving up enough cash to get out of this place.
Well, busting dishes is much better than pressing bumpers.
I'm not going to be there long.
Where are you going?
New York. I won this modeling contest a couple months ago. One of the judges said he could help me out. Just got to get a book together.
What if he ain't for real?
All I'm looking for is a ticket.
There we go. Did you ever see 8 Mile, Thitoff?
I've seen a lot of clips of it. I've seen just about the whole thing. I've seen all the rap parts.
Oh, the rap.
I did. I saw the rap parts. I saw the part where he rapped out there by the food truck, and then I saw him with all the rap battles. I've seen that numerous times, but I have not seen the rest of it. No. Is the rest of it good?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty well done. Have you seen it, Mo?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, for being 20 years old, it's good. I don't know when it would be appropriate
Don't, no, never.
For my kid, like my older kids.
I would say no. All I think about is Artie and Caleb, and no, it's not appropriate.
I mean, that came out in 2002, so I mean, I was.
Do you think that? Would you let Caleb watch it now? I would let.
There's a handful of scenes that to my knowledge, that I would probably want to speed through, but it's not terrible.
Okay.
There's a little bit of rough language in there, but it's nothing out of control.
I don't know. The rap battles that I saw at the end when he did the whole thing with and so slept with my girl, and I'd probably fast forward through that part.
Brittany Murphy's actually the girl that he's referring to in that movie.
That's the one.
Or in that part.
There we go.
Some holidays observances. It is Air Day. It's Armistice Day. How about that? Mental Health Day.
That's great.
Not that.
Let's say if it's Mental Health Day, that David do. If you go back and look at what David did, some of the stuff he did, biting a person on set. And the other stuff he did, rolling around in stolen herbicide and saying I've been shot. There's some cool stuff in there about him.
Sorry, that was for tomorrow. I actually flipped to the 11th. It's Sesame Street Day.
Of course it is.
U.S. Marine Corps birthday today. Windows Day for Microsoft with the invention and creation of that. World Science Day. American Fog Day as well. And Area Code Day. And those are historical events. Your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. Monday, November 10th. The 314th day of the year, 51 days remaining this 2025.
Well done as always, General. By the way, so just give you, I'm going to read this to you from Wikipedia here. Calloway, the guy who played David, was arrested on September 19, 1980. He was a guest at a marketing director of the Tennessee Performing Arts Center. He performed there 6 days earlier. He was asked to leave, refused to do so, attacked her with an iron, inflicting serious head and rib injuries, then fled to the suburbs of Nashville, where he smashed a plate glass window and storm door of one house and did extensive damage to the interior of another, destroying the family's collection of fine crystal, smashing a television set, and breaking light bulbs with his bare hands. Stole a backpack from a first grader that day as well.
Who is this?
This is David from Sesame Street we talked about. He smashed a windshield with a rock, stole a bag of herbicide from an elderly resident.
Sounds like Antonio Brown.
Spilled the herbicide on his body, was rolling around on the ground, running around, at which point somebody tried to, this guy he sold the herbicide from, held him down at gunpoint and fired a warning shot on him, causing David, the guy, Calloway, to dive to the ground, scream he'd been shot, then jumped up to smash his hands and face in a bird bath.
And said, "What's up?"
Witnesses described him wearing nothing but a Superman T-shirt.
Oh, that's great.
He was arrested after hiding out in a couple's garage screaming, "Help, I'm David from Sesame Street, and they're trying to kill me."
I need somebody help.
Von, crazy person.
That's pretty good there. Oh, gosh. Anyway.
That's amazing.
That's Sesame Street for you. Coming up next, by the way, he's going to join us today, Bobby, on video. You've heard him on the show lots of times. If you saw Bobby's podcast, if you've watched that before, you've seen him. But if you're just a Morning Juice person, this will be your first time seeing Bill Bender. We'll do that next, Morning Juice.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
and kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them, safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever. Wow. That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
It is Morning Juice. It's a special day. Not only is Sesame Street Day, it is Bill Bender Day. Bill Bender joins us here now. You can check him out on YouTube there. Bill, if you were starting a college football team made up of Sesame Street characters, Big Bird's got to be the number one pick, right? I can't think of anybody else, any other character, non-human, that would be the number one pick.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's a heck of a question for the video debut. Yeah, I mean, you got to put him at tight end, right? And in the red zone, you're going to throw to him, and hopefully he gets his hands in the air and goes from there. I had Snuffleupagus on mine, too. If we're pulling a deep pull, you put him on the offensive line somewhere.
That's a great call by you, Bill. What surprised you the most about the college football weekend?
Not much. I mean, the ACC's continued unpredictability. Obviously, Virginia losing their quarterback in the game, and that didn't help. Then Louisville losing to Cal, and that just muddles that picture even more, where you look at, you're probably going to push Georgia Tech up to the front of that conference, and maybe Miami's back. And with all of those teams still in contention, it's the muddiest conference, and by virtue of that, probably the one bid league of the bunch.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Are you fully behind the Big 12 getting two teams in now, Bill?
Well, we talked about that last week, and I kind of changed my mind, because if, let's say, BYU loses another game, right now, I mean, Texas Tech is the best team in that conference, and they're probably the one team outside the Big Ten and SEC that I want to see in the playoff and see if they can make some noise with that defense. I mean, Jacob Rodriguez is phenomenal. He had 14 tackles against BYU. BYU plays Cincinnati next week, so you wonder if Cincinnati can't crawl back into the Big 12 championship picture. But to answer your question, I mean, that might allow for either a fourth Big Ten team, USC, or a fifth SEC team, somebody like a Vanderbilt or Texas, to get into the playoff.
So would USC be, who you think is the favorite to be the fourth team now if the Big Ten does get in four?
Well, I mean, being the genius that I am, I think
Yes.
I talked up Washington on every show last week, and they went to Wisconsin and lost. So maybe don't listen to me on that. USC has a chance here, though. I mean, they took care of business against Northwestern. If they can beat Oregon obviously got through the Iowa game and knocked Iowa to a third loss, then maybe USC could get to 10-2, and their losses aren't horrible. A road loss at Illinois by 1 point, and then they played competitively at Notre Dame. So, I mean, maybe they're the fourth Big Ten team that can get in the mix.
Isn't it funny, though, Bill, if USC does beat Oregon, then Oregon might be the fourth team, right? Because USC, all of a sudden, you might look at it and say, USC's got the edge there. Oregon might end up being the fourth team where that could get in then.
They could, and probably 3 weeks ago, I wouldn't have thought that USC could actually beat Oregon. But seeing how both of those teams have tracked since then. I still have concerns about USC's defense, but they can run the ball. The offense is explosive. They've played each other over the years. So it's certainly an opportunity for the Trojans to get in the mix. If you have 2 losses or less, you're looking good right now. And I think they're a team that could do that. The other team that I think could slip in based on like the what could happen over the next couple of weeks, Vanderbilt beating Auburn in overtime was huge because they do have a schedule set up that they could get to 10 wins if they beat Tennessee. We all like Diego Pavia, at least some people do. And Vanderbilt at 10 wins would look good, I think.
I mean, how you mentioned the Oregon and the struggles and, the fact that it took a Herculean lift for them to beat Iowa. And I know that was a game that if you looked at it, given the weather and everything, I mean, it played right into Iowa's hands for how that thing needed to look and how it needed to feel. Oregon does come away with a victory, but, at the beginning of the season, we were talking about how high-powered their offense was, how dominant their defense was, and it just, the last couple of weeks, Bill, hadn't really felt like that.
Right, and that's a great point. I mean, I'll say this, though. Dante Moore made an unbelievable throw to set up that game-winning field goal. I mean, a 24-yard throw, they get that. Iowa, like you said, it's funny when I was around some dads that I was at a lacrosse tournament on Sunday, and a lot of these dads it was assumed, hey, Iowa's going to win this game, because they always pull out upsets like that. So for Oregon to go in and win the game is good, but another lesson that, when you do those 2 time zone games, it definitely impacts teams. I mean, same deal with Washington, right? This high-powered offense around the quarterback, and they go to Wisconsin, and all of a sudden they're out of the playoff picture. And I think that's something that maybe over time these Big Ten teams will adjust to, but it's definitely a factor in the conference race.
He is Bill Benefit Sporting News joining us here right now on Morning Juice. Bill, Texas plays Georgia this week, and it's at Georgia. It feels like, I don't know, to me, if Texas loses this game, they probably are eliminated. Do you feel the same way, or can Texas still sneak in if they beat Texas A&M maybe that final week of the season?
I think they're the 1-3 loss team to watch. They have to split these games. Maybe I actually think they would have a better chance of making the playoff if they beat Georgia and maybe lost to Texas A&M in a crazy rivalry week game, finish 9-3, maybe slip in over one of those Big 12 teams or over one of those mini ACC teams that are in a mess right now. But and the reason why I said, they would have lost to Florida, they would have lost to one of those 2 teams, and they did step out and play Ohio State, and they're really the only team in the country that's played Ohio State close. So you could make an argument. I have the pullover on, so you can't see the Texas tattoo on the shoulder.
Sorry.
But you get what I'm saying. I'm still campaigning for I like their defense, Tito. I think their defense is outstanding, and maybe they can hang in this Georgia game this weekend.
It's going to be very, very interesting, obviously, to see, as you mentioned that, because they would be that 3-loss team that everybody has kind of circled. Last year was just 1 year of precedent. No one has made it in from that point. You think there'll be any unique shakeups tomorrow night? Is there going to be something we come away head-scratching from this? Where could you see any of the issues arising?
Well, no, but do they maintain that they honored the head-to-head last week with the exception of Notre Dame, Miami? Like, for example, this week, would they bump Georgia over Alabama? I'm not saying they would, but little things like that along the rankings. And where do they place these ACC teams? How low are they at this point? Because then you'll start to have questions from Big Ten and SEC teams be like, well, why are we letting them in eventually if that continues? And do they get a group of 5 team in there? Memphis lost, which opened up that. And I think South Florida is the team that benefited from that. They could get in the playoff as the group of 5 team despite 2 losses.
Was the Indiana win important for Ohio State?
In some way. Well, first of all, that catch by Omar Cooper Jr. is one of the best I've ever seen. The body control to be able to catch, look down, and get his feet down was absolutely incredible. And important for Ohio State from the sense that you hear some rumblings that they haven't played a very good schedule in the Big Ten, which, whatever. I mean, they beat. It's not their fault. Penn State lost 5 straight games,
Right.
those kind of things. But I think setting up I think it's important for the Big Ten because you could potentially have a Big Ten championship game with 2 undefeated teams, which is, I believe, never happened. And that would be amazing for the conference because it would give them, I think, automatically 2 of the 4 top seeds in the playoff, no matter what.
If both Indiana and Ohio State are undefeated and continue to hold serve and play like they have, does the winner of that game, the quarterback, become the de facto Heisman Trophy winner in your mind?
I think so. That which is really interesting. I mean, Mendoza doesn't have, obviously the completion percentage, the efficiency rating that Sayan does, but man, he's led a couple huge drives for them. He does have good numbers. I still think Jeremiah Smith is an X factor in that game. Let's say Jeremiah Smith goes for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns against Michigan or something, and then has another huge game against Indiana. He could get that late vote because he is the best player in college football. And then I'm looking at Ty Simpson at Alabama. If he leads an SEC championship run, he doesn't maybe have the stats that Sayan and Mendoza do, but he could be a guy that absolutely is at least that 4th finalist. And I don't see a surprise guy right now. Somebody I suppose could pop up in the last 4 weeks, but I think those are the 4 guys.
So talking about the Heisman, then is there anybody from could anybody from Notre Dame sneak in there? As far as I think Ohio State's gonna have 2 guys get there, obviously, to the ceremony, in Jeremiah Smith and also in Julian Sayan, but it's hard for me to think about who the next guy, who could be the 4th or 5th guy as far as there.
I think you just said the 5th guy, right? Or we can find him there. Jeremiah Love is phenomenal too. I mean, that touchdown run he had was the next best play of the weekend. Running back, it's really hard to win the Heisman, which is ironic because if we would have said that in the 70s or 80s, it's pretty much a running back most of the time. But he is phenomenal too. And he's the one other game breaker, kind of like Jeremiah Smith. When you watch him, you're like, you have to know where he's on every time. His yards per carry is ridiculous, and he's having a great season.
If you start your Sesame Street football team with Big Bird, I think your second pick is the Mana guy. He was sneaky fast in that skit. If you watch it, how he goes from the front to the back and then sneaks out and runs out and makes a call from a payphone.
I mean, I'm not going to argue these things at 6:30 in the morning. I'm glad you came up with it, but I think, like I said, Snuffleupagus is an elephant. I mean, you can put him at guard.
That's who's gonna get by him, and you can also run fridge plays with him. Bill, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much. Next week we'll talk electric company, man. We'll see you then.
You guys are the best. Have a great week. I appreciate you. Take care.
That was Bill Bender on video, Bob.
There you go. 6:30.
I like that. I know.
Up and ready.
How about that? Coming up next, new Quick Hitters Morning Juice.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. That means more time to be artists, prom dates, world travelers, and moms. We are Blood Cancer United, the world's leading organization focused solely on blood cancer research, support, and advocacy. We do the most for more people with blood cancer, so people with blood cancer can do more of whatever they want. Blood Cancer United. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why? why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It all connects. The girl who walks for hours to bring home the family's water, the school she can't attend most days, her little brother's belly laugh, her dreams of being a teacher, an engineer, the mayor. It all connects. But at Child Fund, so do we, through everything we do, so every child can grow up healthy, educated, and safe. Because we need each other. Learn more at childfund.org.
Wildlife around the globe needs help. And when you help protect them, you become a friend of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for helping protect wildlife around the globe. Without you, there's no them. Learn more at sdzwa.org/friend.
Tito invited the new Russian family who moved in down the street to watch Rocky IV. It did not go well.
I must break you.
This is Morning Juice.
Bobby, we started this version of Morning Juice on May 11th. There's been things that have changed. There's been additions to the show. But I have to believe the most important change in this show since May 11th is the addition of the dump button. We just got it last week.
Well, 6 months in, there you go.
We have a 16-second delay we could use on this now, which is fantastic. It's great for me. It's great for Slags. It's not great for Big Mo because he never does anything inappropriate or unprofessional. Time for Quick Hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Bob, I got a text from a mutual friend of ours.
Yeah.
Miss Piggy's a nose guard. Kermit's rangy safety.
Rangy safety.
Is your Michael Irvin type receiver. Cookie Monster's D tackle. Bert's your kicker. Ernie's your long snapper, long snapper, and says, "Damn you, Tito, for putting this on my head." The man thought it out.
What about Bert?
That's what he said. Bert was
the
the
long snapper.
Oh, Bert's the I thought Ernie was the long snapper.
No, Bert's your kicker. Ernie's your long snapper.
Okay.
Yeah. I said long snipper, but yeah, Bert is the kicker. Cookie Monster D tackle's a good call.
Oh, he's ravenous.
He is. That's like I've never seen
high energy player.
I've never seen Waterboy. I don't know how you motivated Waterboy in the movie. I don't know if there was a way to do it, but I would just tell Cookie Monster, picture that's a cookie on the other side of the ball there.
Well, Waterboy was motivated by people making fun of the water. So
right.
that's
how
very
we do
much.
it. Okay. Good morning, Big Mo.
Good morning, gents. Well, this weekend, it all came down for Emmanuel Clase and Louis Ortiz as they were indicted for pitch rigging. They were charged with fraud, conspiracy, and bribery stemming from an alleged scheme to rig individual pitches that led to gamblers winning hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the funny thing is, if you read on in this story, they only got $12,000 each time. I know I'm saying only like I get $12,000.
Yeah, right. I mean, for the risk reward on that, for how much they're getting paid, it seems like a fairly paltry sum to risk going to federal prison for.
So they are in big trouble. Tito, is this just the beginning for Major League Baseball and what the betting is going on? I think with everything that's gone on with the NBA as well, is this just the tipping point?
I think it's the beginning of it, yes. Just see how it feels. It is, yes, I do think it's the beginning of this because the fact you can bet on the pitch will be a ball, pitch will be a strike, pitch will be over this much. So I'm not saying that, I'm not defending what these guys did at all. But what they did, though, was they cheated without throwing games. So it wasn't like, I'm going to lose this game. But still, giving up a pitch, I know is a big deal. I'm just saying that as long as we have this ability to do this, where we as bettors can bet this first pitch coming out from this guy will be a ball, when it gets that specific, I think we will see more of this. I'm surprised. There'll be more come out sooner rather than later, I think, Bob.
It is pretty remarkable that you can bet on whether it's going to be a ball or strike. And I don't know if you can guarantee it'll be a strike, but I'm pretty sure they can guarantee it could be a ball.
Yes, they could, yes.
And it's wild to see this. What's amazing to me is that players would be willing to jeopardize their career and their freedom for $12,000 when those guys are making
millions.
I mean, it's really amazing. Like, can you go back and look at what's his name in the NBA? Not Ariza.
But the referee?
No, not the ref. Gosh, he was making $26
million. Terry
Rozier.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and for a couple $100,000, you're making $26 million, and you're going to risk going to prison over that? Like, why? That to me is what is the most amazing thing. By the way, they realize these guys are idiots now. They not realize that it's all recorded. Like, all this stuff is the digital footprint they have. They can track your texts and conversations with each other. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
And even, Bob, there's one in here where it said that I know it was Class A who it was. One was supposed to throw a ball in the first pitch, and they threw a terrible pitch, but the guy swung like at a ball.
That's brutal.
And then they ended up losing money on that when the bettors did, which is amazing to hear that. But yes, you're right, Bob. But sometimes you get situations where, and I'm sure you know people or you've come across people like this, Bob, that grow up poor, get real money, but still are worried to the point I might be poor again. You know what I mean? Like yes, you and I, common sense would say you're going to throw away millions to make thousands.
I'm more worried about going to prison.
That too. Yeah, I don't think these guys knew that they could face like up to 65 years in prison or something ridiculous like that.
It's a federal offense. Like,
I know.
This is a serious crime.
Yeah,
I can tell you as a Guardians fan, this season, looking at Clase and just how bad he was, especially on first pitches.
It's so amazing.
Yeah, and I thought, how is he not on the IR? How is he not? Is there not a problem? But it never crossed my mind that he was throwing the game or throwing
a pitch.
I guess moving forward, then, now knowing this, how often will that come into your mind and that be your thought when you see guys that have consistent patterns that it appears where they're struggling?
It's not just baseball now, because with what's come out with basketball, I'm going to start
throwing it over the backboard.
Yeah, I'm going to start thinking, but especially with baseball, I think you can probably cover it up a little bit more in basketball, but baseball, I think it's hard to cover it up. And once it comes out and you see all those signs, it's like, oh, wow, this was obvious. We just didn't think of it. It will always enter my mind now.
Me too. It's as bad for the game, Bob, dare I say, bad for the game of baseball, dare I say, as the steroids era.
It's way worse than that.
You think it's way worse?
Yes. Because at least those guys were all trying to win.
Yeah.
You knew the product on the field. While people may have been cheating to get there, nobody was intentionally losing. That's the problem that you have, or intentionally mismanaging a situation. Maybe so they didn't lose, but they were able to gain financial compensation for it.
It still takes skill to hit a pitch, even if you're bulked up. Doesn't take much skill to throw a ball.
Big Mo, I would feel differently about steroids if Ken Griffey Jr., HGH, if Ken Griffey Jr. had used and stayed healthy with the Reds, and if Eric Davis had used...
Ken Griffey Jr. at least lifted weights. He just didn't work out.
That's fine. I'm just saying, though,
he didn't care.
If Eric
Davis...
He
didn't care enough to cheat. That's the problem.
Eric Davis used HGH.
Ken Griffey Jr. could have been the first player to hit 1,000 home runs if he actually...
I know.
If he would have done juice, I would have said even no juice, maybe 850 home runs if he just lifted.
God, I wish that they would have used HGH, and since they didn't, I'm mad at everyone who did.
But one of the most pure swings you could ever see.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
So beautiful.
Physically gifted.
The Reds got robbed.
All right, so confused fans got onto the field at a game this weekend for a brief, delirious moment on Saturday. Fans of Mercer and Western Carolina each believed that their team had won. So after a field goal put Mercer ahead 49-47 with a minute 30 left in the fourth quarter, Western Carolina quarterback Teron Dickens led a drive that set up the Catamounts. What a great name, the Catamounts.
Oh, yeah.
to answer with a potential game-winning field goal of their own. But with 3 seconds left, kicker Marcus Trout's 33-yard attempt drifted just right of the uprights as time expired. But, however, confused Western Carolina fans stormed the field, convinced their team had won. At the same time, a small group of Mercer supporters jumped for joy, sure the kick had missed.
I mean, how many people were there? Like you said, a small group.
Yeah, I mean, a small group could have been 10.
It's hard to get to Western.
But here's the best part. One of Trout's teammates lifted the kicker into the air to celebrate a field goal that only Trout seemed to know he had missed. Players from both sides celebrated, believing they were the victors. So, Bobby, there's so many.
The kicker, do you tell them that you missed, or you just try to?
The kicker maybe was like, "This is an interesting way to pick up my spirits after missing the field goal."
Right. If he celebrated, do you think he could have convinced the refs that he actually made it? Like if he went and just went all in.
I mean, the sheer confusion in this situation had to be hilarious. My question, Bobby, is this just another example of why no one should rush the field?
I like field
Bob
storming.
likes it. He does.
I'm a huge fan of it. I think in appropriate situations, you just have to know whether you're actually won or lost. That's the problem. I don't know how that. I mean, like you said, if you thought it went in, it didn't. Everybody's got different angles. Kicker probably had a pretty good shot on it since he was right behind it. But you would have thought the rest of his team would have too, like the players on the field.
Well, and one thing to give a little bit of grace to the fans. The PA announcer announced that he had made it.
Okay, well,
so that gives some grace to the fans.
I would give a lot of grace to the fans. They're just listening to the guy telling them what to do.
Bob, it reminds me of my favorite field storming story with Lala when you guys lost to Wisconsin when Chris Gamble slipped and Lee Evans scored the touchdown.
I don't think he slipped. This wasn't a Sean Springs situation.
You don't think Chris Gamble? You don't think?
No, I think he bit on an out.
Oh, do you really? I thought he slipped. I thought the field was. I thought he might have bit on it, but still, I think he fell down, didn't he?
You can justify it however you want. He bit on an out. This wasn't Sean Springs slipping on the tie streak slant.
And then we're there with a group of 6 of us, I think it was, and we can't find our one buddy, and we find him on the field after the game when Ohio State lost. And he had gone up and hugged Dustin Fox.
Oh, wow.
And I said, why'd you hug Dustin Fox, and what did you say to him? And he said, well, I told him it's going to be okay.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
And then I said, but on top of that, Ohio State lost. Why are you on the field? And he says to me in a perfect la-la tone, anybody can rush the field after a win. Takes a big fan to rush the field after a loss.
If it's really a field storm, it's just more of a.
I know, it's just a
get on to approaching the field, if you will.
Matriculated onto the field is what he did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we had some guys that were big sports figures that passed away this weekend. I want to talk about one of them right now. Legendary NBA player and coach Lenny Wilkens dies at 88.
Gosh, I feel like he's been old for a long time.
I know. He was never young. He's like Steve Martin.
Yeah, very much. He was a smooth playmaker who was inducted in the Basketball Hall of Fame as both a player and a coach. He had a 15-year playing career.
Jeez, that's great.
He's an all-star 9 times, twice led the league in assists. Gifted with extraordinary.
I didn't know he was that good of a player.
Yeah, that's the thing. Gifted with extraordinary court sense, Wilkens was a player-coach for 4 seasons, 3 with the Seattle Supersonics, 1 with the Portland Trail Blazers, before moving full-time into coaching. He led the Sonics to the 79 NBA title and was Coach of the Year in 94. Of course, around here, we remember him with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He also coached the Hawks, Raptors, and Knicks.
Was he the coach with the Jordan shot on Elo?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Tito.
Yes, sir.
And we kind of touched on it a little bit. Do you think Lenny Wilkens' impact was greater as a player or as a coach?
Well, it's hard for me. I would say coach because that's how I knew him. I knew him when the first time I had any kind of exposure is the wrong word, but the first time I knew of Lenny Wilkens.
First time he exposed himself to you?
First I do, Bobby. See,
it was memorable.
Yes, it was memorable. It's when he was with the Sonics, when he was the head coach there, and they played the then Washington Bullets in back-to-back NBA finals, and then obviously the time with the Cavs. Well, the Cavs always had great teams, but could never, ever get over the hump. Thank you to Michael Jordan. But so, yeah, I think that probably for me it'd be as a coach, but only because I don't remember as a player, Bob. But he certainly, yeah, what would we say, 5 players? 5 people have been inducted as both player and coach into the NBA, into the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame.
And only, I think only
who the 5 are?
I know Lenny Wilkins is one of them.
Is Bill Russell?
I would think
I don't
Bill
know if Russell is a coach, though.
Yeah, I don't think he got in as a coach.
He won a couple of titles with the Celtics as a player coach.
Yeah.
But then didn't do well in Sacramento or Seattle as a coach after that. Maybe Don Nelson?
I would think Don. No, I think you're right in that.
The first one there. Maybe Don Nelson. Let's see. Player
Phil
and
Jackson
coach.
wasn't in it.
Wasn't
All
impact
NBA.
player. Jerry West, maybe? Jerry West had a couple of decent years as a coach and executive, but maybe not as a coach.
Yeah, I don't think as a coach.
Bob, you can look
Bird,
it up.
I don't know if he
The
would have
Bird,
got
I don't
in.
think he is a coach.
If he had kept coaching, he might.
He might have, yes. But Bird, no. Pat Riley, maybe, but I don't.
He wasn't a Hall of Fame player.
No way.
This Casey Jones.
Casey Jones, that probably. Yep, there's one. Yep, started with the Celtics both ways. Yep.
Paul, what? Westfall.
No, definitely not.
Isaiah Thomas.
I don't think
Isaiah Thomas. That's the answer. That's the answer.
Boy, I doubt he was a NBA coach or Hall of Famer as a coach.
Well, you got to think also, Basketball Hall of Fame is not just NBA. Could be college.
Could be college. Well, yeah. Like, Don Staley will be
sure. Right?
A Hall of Famer as a coach as well.
John Wooden, Bill Sharman, Tommy Heinsohn, Bill Russell. Russell did get in there. That does surprise me that Russell got in as a.
He won a couple of titles
with the Celtics. He did. Yes, he did. He was a player coach. I think at least one of those. So yeah, there's your other one. All right, that's the quick hitters. Thank you so much for that, there, Big Mo. And coming up
That's
next,
your NBA talk.
Yes, it is more than we normally do. You're right. Coming next, Bob. I am going to change a word that might change your perception of Ohio State football this season. We will do that next. Morning Juice.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at MDA.org today.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Since 2003, Wounded Warrior Project has helped post 9/11 veterans adjust back to civilian life. Through specialized programs, they begin healing their bodies and minds while regaining a sense of camaraderie. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Bob. Ohio State wins 34-10 against Purdue and West Lafayette. And the last touchdown by Purdue bothered me.
Why is that? Give him 10 points?
Yes. I don't like the fact. I know.
It would have been nice if they could have kept him at 3.
Right. And so that's a great thing to be able to complain about. Like, that's the one thing that really bothered me in that game.
That's where we're at now.
I know we are.
We've arrived here.
No, I'm just saying, Bob, 3-10 is a mere 7 points. I get it.
It's just the math.
But it's a big number still. It looks a lot different. Now, Ohio State, and we had some people comment on this on Saturday. We were doing the post game, whatever, fan game, I don't know what we call it now, with me and on Saturday with me and Reeser. And I've seen this word used quite often when describing Ohio State this season. And the word is boring. Now,
it's a great thing.
I will.
That's what my guy T-Bob Hebert said, you know.
But okay, I will tell you this though, Bob.
Talk to Les and his friend just to feel alive. Take a visit to his island.
I think that the better word for Ohio State is opposed to saying Ohio State had boring wins.
Yeah.
I would think that if you say the word uneventful, it changes the narrative.
Sure.
They had an uneventful win against Purdue. There was nothing stood out like, oh my.
Some pretty nice catches by JJ.
Let's get to that.
No,
listen. Here's my take on this.
When we got tackled and still caught the ball.
Here's your tidbit. Mendoza had his Heisman moment.
Yeah.
Right? Against Penn State.
Yeah.
That was a Heisman moment for Mendoza.
A lot of people watched it, helped him win the game.
Do either of you guys know who caught the pass off the top of your head? Okay. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. None of us can say his name off the top of our head. We have to think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The great passes that have been thrown this year by Julian Sand, who's caught them? We all know Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Brandon Innes, right?
Sure.
Like, we know that.
We also are a little more probably familiar with them.
Absolutely we are. But the pass that Carnell Tate caught, was that against with the two guys on him? Who was that? What game was that against? When he had the two guys in the end zone that Sand threw the ball?
Wisconsin.
Yeah. Okay. That was a fantastic throw. Like, Sand put it the one place he could put it, right? But we often, fans, I think, I'm talking in general terms now, think, what a damn catch by Carnell Tate. When Jeremiah Smith makes a great catch on a pass by Sand, rarely do people say, the narrative is rarely, what a throw by Sand. It's normally, what a catch by Smith.
People broke down the pass that he threw to Carnell Tate because he had to avoid a rush, get there, reset his feet, threw a bullet.
Yep.
Like, there was a number of people who, especially coaches that work in the media, who leaned in on how impressive it was. The thing is, Julian makes it look so effortless that's why it looks easy.
And that might be why Mendoza could be the Heisman favorite, because I think that we give Mendoza credit for his throws more than by we. I mean, just college football fans. I think college football fans probably give more credit to Mendoza for his throws than is given to Sand for his throws. And I'm not. And Sand is every bit as good, if not better, than Mendoza. You know what I mean? But like, because of the fact, I think most people give Ohio State the great plays, credit goes to the receiver more so than Indiana. In parts because, yes, we know them. Parts because we talked about them. Yes, parts because Ohio State wide receiver
And Jeremiah Smith has been really good for 2 years. So there's an understanding of who he was. I mean, Julian Sand didn't play last year, so there was more name recognition. But Julian Sand is also the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. So I don't know how you reconcile those two things. It's not like he is getting the credit he deserves.
Sure. I think he's getting credit he deserves. I think he deserves more credit than he's getting, is what I'm saying.
I think now he is getting it. He wasn't earlier in the season, but he is at this point.
I think you're going to see the comparison be a little bit different between the two, with saying it's a lot more to do with the accuracy that's been consistent.
Sure, right.
And they will always look at Mendoza and just say, well, he took Indiana to a whole different level. A team that wasn't supposed to be this good.
Right.
And he did have his moment. And I think it's judging two different things.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's what the narrative is going to be. With saying it's going to be the consistency. With Mendoza, it's going to be what he has done with a program that was supposed to kind of regress a little bit.
When you look at the fact Mendoza had a Heisman moment, he had his fluty moment this weekend because his team could not put away Penn State. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not saying it's his fault that they were in a close game, but Sayin has not had not an opportunity to do that yet because of the way Ohio State has been uneventful throughout their games. Now, Sayin will get the moments on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and it's why I asked Bill Bender about the Indiana winning. I think it's very important for Ohio State to play Indiana in the Big Ten championship game, for Sayin to have a moment there as well, maybe. And people compare the two. That'll be the best defense Indiana plays all year long. And so that could be what ends up separating Sayin from Mendoza. Bob, as a Heisman voter, and I got to say former Buckeye, got to put them together.
Yeah.
But who is if you had to vote today, and we'll have to vote till after the Big Ten championship game, but if you had to vote today, would you put Sayin there?
Yeah, I think so.
Think so, Mendoza?
Yeah. I mean, based upon what I've seen and how good they've been.
Right.
I mean, Mendoza's done a lot of good things. The pass was good. The catch was great.
Okay, yeah.
On Saturday. I mean, It was a better catch than it was a throw.
Sure it was, yeah.
So, I mean, I give credit, like I said, and I've been championing Mendoza for a long time, but, Julian saying, I think everybody has been waiting for him to, regress or have a freshman-style moment, and that just hasn't been the case. He has ascended and gotten better and better every week. And so when that ultimately happens, I think people are now beginning to pick up on that. And obviously it'll come up here in about 3 weeks to see how he can play against Michigan. And if both Indiana and Ohio State are undefeated heading into the Big Ten championship, I think that whoever wins that game, because I believe they'll have to play well to win, those two things you won't be able to bifurcate, will win the Heisman Trophy. I'm firmly convinced of that. Now, unless one of them loses or they get injured over the next couple of weeks, but if they both look as if they have all season long through the first 9, 8, 9, 10 games, and they hold that through, to the Big Ten championship game, I think whoever wins that game will win the Heisman Trophy.
What do you base your Heisman vote on? Who had the best season? Who's the best player? Because I think I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think the Heisman voters think some have different.
The most outstanding player is.
Most outstanding player.
That's what the definition is.
Okay, I understand that, but you can put that in different ways, though. I think, I think Jeremiah Smith is the best player in college football.
Everybody interprets it differently,
right? But that's how I'm curious. I just want to hear how you interpret it, though. Do you look at? I mean, would you say Jeremiah Smith is the most talented player in college football?
It's a really good question.
Caleb Downs is someone else you could look at and say, that guy might be the best player in college football, but he won't win the Heisman.
No, there has to be a productive element that comes into play with it and your impact upon games as well. And you look at how Jeremiah Smith impacts games, whether he's touching the ball or not, he opens up a lot of things for a lot of people. So, I mean, yes, there's a realistic argument to be made for him. It's interesting because my three things before I became a voter, I always looked at for guys to win when I would want to go back and try to help them pick people would ask me about futures and this and different things. I go, well, I used to always, just for argument's sake, pick a quarterback because that's going to be the safe pick.
Right.
But find somebody who's going to be on a really good team, who's going to probably put up the requisite yards to have the stats that they can flash up there that look like they belong. And then they have to have the ability to have played in big moments and big situations where everybody watched.
Okay.
And so there was a little bit of that that happened with Mendoza on Saturday. It was a big-time game that he helped his team come back and win, and played really well. Julian Sayin hasn't really had to have any type of. They haven't had any close games.
Right.
And so I also don't hold that against him, and I don't think other people will either, because whenever there's been a big moment, he also in games. You're playing Illinois when they were ranked pretty well, and you played really good in that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think that Indiana game is going to be. Yeah. Assuming that that's the Big Ten championship and both teams are undefeated, I think that will be a de facto playoff, because that will be the big time moments that you'll be able to have.
Where's your vote go right now, Big Mo?
I really, not to be a homer, I think it goes to Sayin, but it really is it's so close, and it would have to really depend on weighing out the fact that Sayin is just doing things on a consistent basis with completions that I haven't seen anybody do. But Mendoza, to me, is also doing something that I would have never expected before the season.
Right.
I was completely expecting Indiana to be a good team.
Right.
But probably be a year out from rebuilding to what they were last year. So, but how much of that is coaching? That's the other thing.
Right. I mean, that could work against Sayin.
It could, but I also think you had a more consistent program going into this season from a coaching standpoint, maybe at least on the offensive side with Indiana, because you weren't replacing a coordinator.
Right.
And what we've seen now is we replaced a coordinator, but seem to be at least as good as we were, if not. Yeah, well, on offense, probably not necessarily better, but as good as we were. So those are the things. I don't know if everybody would dive into that as a voter.
Right.
But those would be the things I would go into.
Rick S. brought up a good point, that about Flutie. Flutie won the Heisman Trophy over Keith Byers when Byers should have won it. Flutie won because of that pass against Miami. That's why Flutie won it.
100%.
And I don't know, Mendoza, because of where his throw comes, it's in a game they should be winning at Penn State anyway versus end of the season versus conference championship game, something like that.
If Penn State would have been in the top 10, then that would have been
that might have been the Heisman. You're right, yes.
A big difference.
But it's, I wonder if, I still believe, I think Jeremiah Smith might be the best player in college football, and I think that Caleb Downs might be second. Downs won't get the stats. He can't get the stats. It's impossible for Caleb Downs because, one, people aren't going to throw his way.
Yeah.
He gets the Dion treatment sometimes where, Dion never had a lot of interceptions in college because nobody challenged him.
I think if JJ has, the problem is he had that great catch. They obviously, they take the penalty because it gives them an automatic first down.
Right.
But if he has a play like that in the Big Ten championship game,
right,
or a play, no one's watching that at that point in the Purdue game. And that's just the reality of it.
Right.
So he has to do that against Michigan or against Indiana or whatever it would be to show everybody what he's all about. Where everybody is visualizing it. That's the problem, is unless it makes the highlight reel, and a lot of times his stuff does, and they speak very glowingly of him. But you've got to make sure that that's on. It's got to be in the highlights, because if not, nobody's watching it. And that's the problem with a lot of Heisman voters, is they don't try to consume as much as they really need to make an educated, informed opinion.
I think I blocked out the Desmond thing, which is why I probably should have said that also. His return against Ohio State, I think that won the Heisman for him as well. Not that he was the best player that year, but that right there, clinched it for him.
It was a huge game and a huge play.
I know. Anyway, Bob, one of the things, I don't know how you consumed the game on Saturday, but as I'm watching the game, and I had a couple people in West Lafayette, the Buckeye fans, text me and say, hey, what's happening with Carnell Tate? Why isn't he playing? Carnell Tate, why is he not in the game? And it took a while before they addressed it on the broadcast, I think. But he's over there without his helmet, walking around. Yeah. And they finally said he had some tightness in warm-ups.
Yeah.
And they decided to hold him out. And I'm just telling you, Bob, when I see a player unexpectedly on the sidelines without his helmet, the first two things I think of, concussion or discipline. Try to be neither of those things, but that's what I would think,
concussion,
though.
The thing was, it was never addressed in the injury report before injury up, whatever they call that now.
Yeah, the injury report. They have to go, the availability. It's called availability. Is that what it is?
Availability report.
That's what it is.
And so there was never any issue with that with him. And that's what people were asking me about. I was like, he looked healthy all week to me. And so, you have some tightness. You hold him out. And a disciplinary thing, I could possibly see that, and you're not wrong to think with that.
Right.
Just Cardinals had a pretty good track record here, and so for something like that to pop up, it would be kind of surprising the day before a game like that or the day of a game. So that was the other issue that I would have had with it. But like you said, there was no obvious or overt reason to why he was sitting out. So,
right.
Yeah, so people are going to logically start asking questions, and those are the two because they're the two that aren't necessarily visible. Did something happen, on Thursday or Friday night that nobody knew about?
Right.
Or was there a concussion? But he didn't even play in the game at all. So and he was fine leaving the last week's game. So that's the only thing that I would push back a little bit on that.
Here is Ryan Day talking about the game plan without Carnell Tate.
No. I mean, what we try to do is we try to, figure out how we're going to attack each game, what we're trying to get done. You could see that the emphasis in this game was to try to get these back some carries and establish the run and continue to work on that. And, when Carnell was unavailable, that certainly changed things quickly on, some of the things that we had. But it was still, for Jeremiah to still have the impact he did, not having Carnell on the other side of the ball, it just speaks volumes to what he does and just how impactful he got. It goes without saying. But when you don't have Carnell out there, it is a little different, and so that does change things a little bit. But good to see Max get some plays, Brandon have an impact on the game, and then the running backs got to do their deal. So, we always want to score as many points as we can, but we also need to continue to improve in certain areas, and that was certainly an emphasis point in this game. Amazing, Bob, and this is no disrespect meant when I say it. They didn't miss Carnell Tate.
Well, not against Purdue.
Yeah, it's the right call. If you're at all curious, you're playing for the end of November, December, and January.
The first play was a 70-yard touchdown by Bo Jackson. It was called back.
Should have benched Jeremiah then.
Because of Jeremiah not probably being as in tune with the blocking as he could have been early in the down. If he just does his job there at the beginning, it's a touchdown, and no one even says boo about it. And you start the game off with a 70-yard run, an explosive gain. And Bo Jackson, he can roll now. He's looked really good. I thought Isaiah West looked really good again.
Yep.
So it was nice, too, without Carnell Tate in there, obviously there was more balls that went to Jeremiah, but getting to see Brandon Ennis getting involved, Bryson Rogers making some nice plays out there. Did a good job. Mylan Graham had a nice catch. Could have had another really nice one over the middle that would have kept the chains moving. But you get to see some of those other young receivers that everybody talks so much about and thinks so highly of, and that's an opportunity for them to get in there and do something.
Here is Ryan Day talking about Bo Jackson.
Yeah, and that's been an emphasis point. As you guys know, we've talked about that. I think the short yardage where there was a free guy in the hole and he brought his own blocker, that kind of reminded me of Quinshawn last year. That was a good step for him in the right direction. So, I thought we got better today because I thought they had more opportunities to run. These are young backs that we got to continue to give them the opportunity to grow. And I think we'll get on the film and get better from this game.
They held the ball for 41 minutes.
That's amazing.
In the game. In the second half, I was like, Purdue even had, I was trying to remember when they had the ball, but Ohio State's 9-13 on third downs, Purdue's 3-9, and they're just sitting there grinding it for 4 and 5 yards of carry every play. And I know that's why people kind of view it as boring. But they went out there and probably tried to score, 45, 50 some odd points. Sure.
Right.
But I don't think Ryan had any desire to do that. He's trying to, and they subsequently ran, 65 plays and got the heck out of there and got a win.
I've said all along, Bob, and you've mocked me for it, rightfully so, that I wanted to see Ohio State have some adversity to face. And it was good seeing them have to do that 2-minute drill and get the field goal at the end of the half.
That was good.
I like the fact they got it out of the way. That it's not going to be the first time that happens. The next time that happens won't be the first time it happens. Yeah. I'm glad they were able to do that.
And that's a big part of it, right?
Yes.
It talks about working on situational football, whether it's short yardage, whether it's red zone, whether it's 2-minute. Those are kind of three of the bigger issues, third down being one of the others, and working on that while you're winning a game is nice.
Tito.
Yes, sir.
My wife actually was saying during the game, do you think Tito is finally happy that they're getting some adversity? But honestly,
they were down 3-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Oh, there we go.
But honestly, you look at it, this Purdue's defense played a pretty good game.
They did
overall, and we saw some adversity, with the offense, especially because that's where all the questions have been. Is can this offense, if it does get stopped, be able to do what it needs to do? And I think we answered a lot of those questions against a team that was not a superior team or even close to being close to Ohio State. But they did get an interception, albeit probably just a bad throw.
Sure, bad
decision.
Tip and all,
They were able to – they blanketed Jeremiah, but we were still able to get him the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And we did have some push in the run game, but I think that was the adversity – that we need, knowing that we're probably not going to get pushed like that until the Michigan game.
It amazes me how respectful Ryan Day is of the opponent. Ohio State could have scored 60, and they could score 60 almost any game if they wanted to. He was, and while Ohio State still did work on some things, Ryan Day's always respectful about it. You know what I mean? Like he's not petty like me. Another, by the way, that's the one difference between Ryan Day. That's the only difference between Ryan Day. I'm petty. I would want to hang 60 on every single team. And
he did that early in his career here.
I know. But like now,
and
though, he doesn't.
It didn't help you win a national championship.
Right.
So why would he worry about doing that again? No one cares about how many points you score. It's margin of victory, game control. That's why people get upset. Like, look at Ohio State. They're only winning by 24 points. I mean, they had the ball for 40 minutes.
You know why people are really upset, Bob? Because the line was either 28 or 29 points if you bet it.
Oh, yeah.
And that last touchdown cost bettors. It cost bettors there, the last one going in. And so I think that's probably what bothers more people than anything else.
Absolutely. Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town? The opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they'll help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Coming up next, an NFL team unofficially clinched their division. We'll do that. Morning Juice.
Hey, does this sound like you where every step or reach is a reminder that it hurts? The pain is there, a reminder of what you're not able to do, how far you've drifted from that life you used to have and love where you didn't have the pain. Listen, if this is you, if this is a family member, you need to talk to them about it. You need to do what I did and go to QC Kinetics. They've got the answers for you, the relief without the scalpel, without the surgery. At QC Kinetics, they tap into your body's own regenerative power. The damaged tissue, it can be healed by itself. It's not science fiction. It's your body's comeback story. The very cells in your body can help you get healed with no surgery, no pills, no long recovery, just remembering how to move and feel alive again so you can golf, hike, do all the stuff you love to do. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus or 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus, so be sure to check them out at 380-208-4544.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
When it comes to prostate cancer, go to pcf.org for the help you need to navigate this disease and make the right decisions for yourself. Go to pcf.org today.
Day 1, the hardest day. The day you hear,
This is a type of blood cancer.
at the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Bobby, Tito, Big Mo, Bodie, I don't know. Celebrate in South Bend, you think still, Bob? Does Bodie celebrate hard, you think, after Notre Dame wins in South Bend?
I don't think so.
You think he was in bed by...
He's a big partier.
Like midnight, 1 a.m. on Saturday night?
That sounds probably about right. And maybe he drove back.
That's a good point he made. You know, Bodie, if he went there with anybody, I can almost assure you he was the designated driver.
I think.
He was the driver, though, right? Doesn't Bodie come across as designated driver guy?
Oh, yeah.
I think so, too. Bob, I believe yesterday, the Ravens wrapped up the AFC North.
You think so?
Yep. They're a game behind Pittsburgh. Steelers lost 25-10 in a game they really was a very winnable game for them in LA.
I thought they were going to win that for sure.
Yes, so did I. I also thought they would.
Maybe it was a rock fight in the first half, for heaven's sake.
I thought at the very least the Steelers would lose by 3 or less.
Yeah.
Just saying, as they were a 3-point underdog. But the Ravens getting the win that they got in Minnesota, 27-19. Not saying Minnesota's a great team by any stretch of the imagination. Any road win in the NFL, though, is a good win. And the Ravens sit there now on 4-5 on a 3-game winning streak. Steelers 5-4. Again, lost a game they should not have. They should have been competitive in, but they've had a couple of games.
Are you ready to write the Bengals off? I mean, Joe Burrow coming back.
I am ready to write the Bengals off. The next 3 games for Baltimore, Bob, they are at the Browns.
Yeah.
That will be an easy win. They host the Jets.
Okay.
They host the Bengals on Thanksgiving. They should win all 3 of those games, correct?
That sounds... They'll be favored in all of them.
Okay,
If they win them, I can't promise you that, but they should be favored in all of those games.
The next 3 for the Steelers, they host the Bengals. They're at the Bears. They host the Bills.
Those are... You should be able to go 2 and 3.
2 and 1 in that one, 2 out of 3?
Yeah, take 2 or 3.
Okay, at the Bears won't be easy, I don't think, for the Steelers with the way their defense has looked. I'm sorry, Bengals, Bears, Bills. Yeah, the Bengals home, they should win that one. At the Bears, I know the Bears aren't very good. They had a nice comeback win yesterday against the Giants.
Oh my
it's the
God,
Giants, so
disgusting.
I know. And then they host the Bills, but at that
Bills
point,
looked
then
terrible yesterday.
They were, but at that point, though, if we think the Ravens win all 3 and the Steelers win, say, 2 out of 3, they will play on December 7th for the first time this season, tied for the division lead in Baltimore. So that's where I feel like potentially it's wrapped up now. You know what I mean? Like it's already the Ravens now. If I were a betting man, I am a betting man.
if I were,
I know, like I say it, yes. But I would say that, and they're probably right now the betting favorite to win, I would think, the AFC North.
Think so?
Yes, I think they're the betting favorite now. I'd be shocked. I don't know, Big Mo, if you can look that up. If you can find out who the betting favorite is to win the AFC North, I believe will be them. Lions came back in a big way as far as their offense showed up. They beat the Commanders 44-22. Rams put up 42.
Well, Dan Campbell's calling the plays again. So.
Yes, big deal there. Good Lord. Jonathan Taylor went off for 244 rushing yards for the Colts over the Falcons in that game. And, you know, after they had all those turnovers the previous week against Pittsburgh.
The Falcons were supposed to be better this year, and, like, their defense was supposed to be a lot better.
I think their defense is better.
You just gave up 250 on the ground.
I understand. I'm saying, by and large, I think this year the defense has been better. What do you got for me, Big Mo?
Baltimore Ravens are currently the betting favorite to win the AFC North. They have odds at minus 160.
What's Pittsburgh's?
I'm trying to see when this article.
Even better if it was before this week because
come on. That'd be crazy.
They're saying that Cincinnati and Pittsburgh are also strong contenders, but the Ravens. So this had to have been from earlier in the season. Let me see if I can narrow it down to right now.
So the Falcons yesterday, Bob, Penix was 12 out of 28 passing. Which, if you're an NFL quarterback and not completing at least 60, even if you're 60%, you're still probably below average. But 12 out of 28 is really bad.
This is per whatever ESPN is with now, BetSPN, which is going to be DraftKings or whatever they've got going. Baltimore is minus 275. Pittsburgh is plus 250.
Yep. I just found
You
that
can get
too.
a flyer on the Browns for plus 20,000.
Yeah, there you go. Do that one. That's good money right there. That's good money if that hits.
Bengals are plus 2,200. So you're saying there's a chance.
There's no way in hell anybody other than the Ravens wins the AFC North, barring injury. Look, if Lamar Jackson goes down, I change my mind.
Already went down once.
That's what I'm saying. If he gets hurt again, then I can change my mind on it. But right now, if everyone stays healthy, not that they do on all those teams, though, I think it's still the Ravens win it. The Steelers are probably they'll probably make the playoffs just because of the decent start they had. And they've got a couple of winnable games in there still down the stretch for Pittsburgh. I mean, they still do get Cleveland again. What else they have? They've got that's tough. Here's the Steelers schedule.
Broncos are 8-2.
Okay.
Kansas City's 5-4.
Kansas City gets in. The Broncos get in. Right.
What do you think the betting odds are for that?
For that division?
Yeah. AFC West.
I bet the Chiefs and Broncos might have the same odds.
Plus 120, plus 135 for both.
Yeah, they're both the same with that. Isn't that amazing? That's the kind of respect that Mahomes and the Chiefs get, and the disrespect the Broncos.
Yeah, 2-game lead on them.
After that,
The
Steelers
respect they give the refs basically for calling that game.
The Steelers, after that Bengals, Bears, Bills trifecta, they're at the Ravens, host the Dolphins, at the Lions, at the Browns, host the Ravens. I see maybe 3 wins in there for Pittsburgh. And that'll give them 8 and 9. They'd be under 500 the first time in Tomlin's time. If they go if they win 3 of those games, they'll finish the season right. Am I right on that? 8 and 9 they'll finish. I think they can beat the Bengals. I think they can beat the Bears. I think they will beat the Dolphins. The turn game might be the Browns on the road.
They'll
Which
beat
they should
the
be.
I
Okay,
think they'll
okay,
beat
then they
the
get 4
Browns.
there. If we think they beat the Bengals, Bears, Dolphins, Browns, that gets them to 9-8, probably in the playoffs. Right? That's what it'll be, yeah.
I don't know. That Dolphins game is absolutely guaranteed.
Who the hell knows what the Dolphins
they're-
are?
yeah.
The Dolphins look awful.
Jekyll and
great.
Hyde.
I mean, I've never seen anything like that. They looked so. Now, granted, it was in Miami, and it was hot-ish. So that's always an issue. And Buffalo doesn't play well there late in the year.
Right.
But it's inexplicable how a team can look that good and that bad.
Yeah.
In the same season. And it's not like they had their quarterback out and now he's back or, I mean, the injuries are the injuries. They look that good without Tyreek Hill.
Isn't it funny that the Vikings are sitting there at 4-5 and the 2 quarterbacks out of the roster last
J.J.
year?
McCarthy threw a terrible interception yesterday.
He did.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude,
he was like, look, like, what happened? Like, buddy, you just threw it up. Like, the safety was right there, corner right there. I mean, what are we doing?
I think they will come to regret, if they don't already, investing high draft capital in McCarthy and letting Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones walk away, who are combined, 15-4 in their two teams they play for now that were on that Vikings roster last year. And McCarthy, to me, though, Bob, I haven't seen. I know he had the win the previous week.
He looked good last week.
He did.
He looked pretty good. So here's the thing. He's a rookie quarterback, basically. So he's going to have some growing pains. So you got to be able to ride it through. Like, this is his rookie year. He did not play last year. So you're going to see some good. You're going to see some bad. Hopefully you see a little more good than bad. And some of the plays like he made on Sunday, he gets rid of those just head scratchers where you're like, what are you doing?
Right. He did. He looked like a rookie. Good one week and bad the next week, and bad throws here and there. But
towards the end of this year, we need to start getting a little more good than bad.
Do you think that 5 years from now, McCarthy is a competent starting quarterback in the NFL?
Ooh. He's shown me enough to believe that that's a possibility. I don't know if I'd say probability right now, but I'd say possibility.
What do you think, Mo? I just don't see it.
I just don't. There's not enough of a sample size right now to really know. if I'm basing everything on just what I've seen, no,
Right.
there's no way. But
he didn't show you much at Michigan either, though. And they didn't use him that
one,
way.
Yeah, one season where he just looked outstanding, but outstanding based off of a strong running game.
Right.
So I think if he's in the right offense where he does have a strong running game, his passing looks outstanding. But
I mean,
as
a quarterback rating of 54 yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, he was 20 of 42 for about 248, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, if you're looking at just in the offense he has to run,
yeah,
and they rely on him being able to throw it downfield as much as they do, I just don't see
he's
him
only
lasting.
played 4 games this year. I mean, it's
Right,
a
he's hurt
win-loss,
also, yes.
win-loss. You know, the thing that's concerning, he's got more interceptions than touchdowns, and like they've got a good team around him. This isn't Peyton Manning's rookie year.
An offensive-minded head coach.
And they've got a really elite receiver. It's
Yeah.
not like and elite receivers. He has
Yes.
really good weapons.
He does.
And they can run the ball okay most of the time.
Right.
But I think that also shows you have the elite receivers like he didn't really have in Michigan. You would think that would make him be a better quarterback, but he's just up and down.
Even in their 2 wins, he was 13 to 20, 14 to 25, $143 in both. Like, he's not throwing the ball a lot. Now, in those ones, he had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. The 2 losses, it's been flipped. And so he's been underwater in that. Like, he's been a rookie, and the problem is, like, he's only started 4 games this year.
Right.
I've got to see 8 or 9 games from him this season. But here's the thing. I give him less grace because he's in a good situation with a guy who I deem as a pretty good head coach, as a play caller too. So he's not trying to overcome a lot of different things.
I haven't watched a lot of Minnesota games this season. I think I've only seen one. But at Michigan, they work to get him out of the pocket a lot.
Yeah.
And do they do that in Minnesota with him?
They've moved it some.
Okay.
They moved it some. Like those offenses, they run, that whole Shanahan tree. I mean, they'll run zone and try to boot him and try to move him. And they do that a little bit. Maybe not as much as he did at Michigan. But, I mean, still, like, he's throwing the ball 20, 21, 25 times. Now, he threw a 42 against Baltimore, but he also threw 2 picks and only completed 20 of them. So, and he was underneath. You've got to be above a 50% passer. You cannot be below that in the NFL. Not anymore.
Our discussion last week, Bob, about to switch gears a little bit here before we get to the next segment of What's Got Us Juice, but about the most important Ohio State head coach since Woody Hayes.
Yeah. You have an update on that?
It got a lot of feedback when the video was posted on Facebook and Twitter, like that little snippet of it, the clip, as we like to call it. And from what I've seen, it feels like about 80% are saying Tressel. And that if Day wins another one, maybe it becomes Day. But the what Tressel was able to, and a lot of them point to it. And this, Bobby, I started thinking about this also. When I tell you that, Desmond won on that one play.
Yeah.
Flutie won on that one play. Tressel won it at what I thought was St. John Arena, but really was Value City Arena.
Mm-hmm.
He won it that day. Like, he became, like, when he did that speech, that's the most memorable. If you go back and look at some of the other opening speeches from coaches in other areas, like go back to Brian Kelly's LSU one, just compare and contrast different ones. That might be the greatest one ever.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest mic drop, and he backed it up, ever, of an incoming head coach of any team. I mean, I remember Tito going to Boston. He talked about cocky and how they were going to restore everything. But no one ever did what Tressel did, I don't think, and backed it up the way he did. So, was Tressel your vote, or was that when we talked about it?
Well, the thing was, I mean, he did a lot. He flipped the rivalry 9-1 against Michigan and did a lot of great stuff. So I'm not going to maybe dismiss that. Like, my thing was Ryan, because he was the 3rd guy in a row to be able to do that. I can assure you that you'll be proud of our young people in the classroom, in the community, and most especially 310 days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the football field. Gosh, he looks so young right there.
I know. Hey, I'm telling you.
It was 25 years ago, so.
Bob, what ages you more? There's your poll question. What ages you more? Ohio State football coach or President of the United States? Which one ages you more? Looked at Barack from the time he started, the time he ended. Look at Ohio State football coaches from the time they start and the time they end. The only person who might not have aged is Woody Hayes because he looked old already.
Ryan looks about the same.
Yeah.
We need to get confirmation. I know we talked about it practice. We need to see if there's any enhancements going on there, though, Bob.
I'm telling you, Ryan, I see the guy every day. I recognize people that dye their hair or dye their beard.
You can tell.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't think he does?
No.
He told us he's getting a little gray in there.
Yeah.
But
there's a little gray that's coming in the beard.
I'm not sure. Look, I think him, Emmitt Smith, and Walt Frazier might all be in the same class. I think that he might use just for men. He might. Okay, well.
Listen, I'm just telling you, I see the guy every day. Unless he's dyeing his hair every morning, which no man does. Well, check that. No man that actually has a real job that is taking care of their stuff, that isn't like overly vain. That's the thing. Like, you just don't have time to do that as a head football coach.
Dude, it's really, I've seen the commercials. You just brush it in. It's really easy. Time.
Oh, yeah. It's always just like it looks on TV.
It's easy to do, Bob.
As seen on TV.
They've got like shampoo you can buy that will darken your hair.
Of course.
I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm saying I'm not sure. I'm not looking for an Android. What's the Andro stuff in the locker that Mark McGuire had?
Yeah.
I'm not going to search his locker for that. I'm just saying though that it would not.
Kidding me? My dad said that was the greatest thing he ever did. Is he put that up there, and then no one asked about steroids. They started talking about androstenedione and creatine and all that other stuff.
Coming up next,
what a great head fake.
Yes, we'll get to the bottom of the Ryan Day thing. Bobby will ask him about it, I'm sure, later on today for me. Coming up next, though, we will wrap things up and tell you what's got us juiced.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've hit your medical deductible, now's the time to see Dr. Mark Levy. Get a custom oral appliance that stops snoring and helps you ditch that CPAP and pay less out of pocket. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com before the year ends.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. In football, a quarterback needs protection, time in the pocket to make the big play. In business, your pocket is your cash flow. Without the right protection, pressure can come fast. A great banking partner is like your O-line, pancaking your problems to keep you marching down the field. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they help local businesses protect the pocket.
Thanks, Bobby. At Riverside Bank, we help you guard what matters most with cash management, flexible credit solutions, and fraud protection that keeps your business upright and moving forward.
That's right, Chuck. Because whether you're running a small shop or leading a regional enterprise, protecting your pocket is how you stay in the game. Come see us at Riverside Bank, and we'll help you play to win. Look for our new branch location at Bridge Park in 2026.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. The outlook was pretty rough. I mean, it was, we had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. I mean, they saved him. To this date, we are 12 years into this journey, and from day one, we've never once seen a bill. It gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son, and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now, he is doing really, really well. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Together, we will make cures possible for every child everywhere. Learn more at stjude.org.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a common seasonal virus, but it can have major implications on a patient's heart health. Most RSV cases involve mild cold-like symptoms, but up to 160,000 adults are hospitalized each year for more serious cases. And RSV can escalate chronic health issues. If you're over the age of 60, talk to your doctor to find out if the new RSV vaccine is right for you. And learn more at heart.org/RSV.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Don't let your insurance benefits go to waste. End the year sleeping better with Dr. Mark Levy's oral appliance. No mask, no noise, just results. Hurry, deductibles reset soon. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com today.
Bobby is known as the General. Tito shops at Dollar General. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Bob, I think I have a show T-shirt update for you. I spoke with Scotty Vegas, pitched him some of the ideas we had. Now, the one that seemed to get the most love was the one that would say the juice is loose with you, me, and Bodie in a white Bronco.
And OJ, yeah.
And I was told that might be a little bit too complicated for us to get a shirt made like that.
But complicated.
Well, getting the likenesses of the three of us incorporated in that. But this is what I think is going to happen. A white Bronco with the phrase "the juice is loose" and the show logo on it might be happening.
There you go. That sounds good to me.
I think it does. I would like that. A white Bronco.
Hey, Twitter world. The
juice is loose in the show logo on there. I'd be okay with that. Don't say RIP to the show, RIP to the juice.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, so we'll see if we can work that up and get that going, and we'll make sure. If people asked about a hat.
I think Norm Macdonald's making jokes to him.
Oh, first of all, Norm Macdonald would be speaking way down to him, I got to believe. There's your poll question. Is OJ in heaven? There's your poll question right there. Do you think OJ's in heaven, Bob? Tell it. No, wait. Do you think OJ is in heaven? What do you think?
I'm not here to justify to testify to what other people what's in their heart. And
okay. Would you be surprised if OJ was in heaven?
I think that would be. I mean, the Browns are 20,000 plus 20,000 to win the NFC North. It might be ringing in right around there.
There's a chance.
Okay, I don't know. Look,
I don't think he's been statistically eliminated, but
okay.
Mathematically eliminated is the term, but I think that the odds are not in his favor.
I would be surprised by that. We can't do it as a poll question. I wish we could.
Why not?
Yeah, Bob, we can do whatever we want to do. All right, let's tell people what's got us juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
We got a problem, Bob, with Phil J.
Why?
Hall of Fame chatter. His fiance thinks he's a liar.
Why, what do you say? What do you lie about?
Told her he won a Roosters gift card 5 weeks ago. Hasn't come in the mail yet.
Listen, Phil, I'll tell you this. Tell her you'll take her there by Memorial Day.
2026.
Well, yeah, 2025.
Not 2027, I'm saying. 2026, though. Okay.
The next one.
Yeah. Yes.
Unless I clarified it, yeah, that would be that one.
Right. Okay.
I'm sorry, Phil. We're working. Do the best we can. I know that there was one that was 3 months late, so I want to make sure we give you plenty of time in the queue. Valentine's Day might be a little tight. Might be a little tight.
They were probably trying to get it for Sweetest Day.
If they will just give it to me, like if they will bring him down here and say, here's your Roosters gift card for the week, I will personally hand address the envelope and mail it on my way out the post. I'm telling you, on Monday night.
But we've got there's some union stuff in here. You can't,
Bob.
You're not allowed to help doing that and everything.
Stay in your lane.
No,
just like when the baggage claim, I couldn't get my bags at an airport before. That's why I never check. It's like, well, we don't have anybody unload them. Like, I'll go unload them.
Yes.
Right now.
Sure, I'll do it, yeah.
Like the other people, like, why don't you go? Well, we're not allowed to by union rules, whatever. I'm like, I'll go unload them. You don't have to pay me anything.
I don't know if it's Scotty, if it's Jen, whoever it is, on Monday when they are here today, come down here and leave a Roosters gift card on my desk.
It's tough because there might be some more people before. And
that's
there's
fine.
Definitely people after, but probably some people before him as well that need to get it done.
Phil lives close to the water plant, so he can be here in 2 minutes. Okay, well, we're going to figure this out, Phil. It won't be today, but we're going to figure it out.
Someday.
Yes.
Someday.
What's got you juiced, Bob?
Les Miles has got me juiced, talking about exploring and Italians. And I told Bodie did a hell of a job putting together the mashups on that. And then the fact that he had the Tom Brokaw report with Edmund Fitzgerald, then it went right into
the song.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Good
I go, if
him.
you could put those together, the only thing that he didn't do would have been the trifecta of Jim Harbaugh and the presser talking about how it's a real toe tapper. That would have only, but he did a great job on that. Juiced up. So a friend of mine, they've got tennis tournaments like ATP, like lower level tournaments that go on where guys go around and try to play and people get your points up so you can go play other places. So a friend of mine asked, and had a lot going on the last couple of weeks, and I may or may not have committed to saying that one of these guys could maybe stay at our house, that we would host them.
Okay.
And that's this week. So we got and then I maybe said that his doubles partner could even stay too. So We have 2 dudes staying at our house right now, Adam and Peter, that are playing over at OSU this week in the tennis tournament. They've been
Great
pretty
weather.
cool. Yeah, Adam's from the UK. He is British. And then Peter is Hungarian. So they're over there. Peter played at USC. He just graduated. Staying at our house, and the kids have loved talking to him, just having some conversations.
Right.
Adam got in Saturday night. Peter got in yesterday. And so they'll be here with us. And Courtney's like, how long are they going to stay for? I was like, I don't know. I thought maybe a couple of days. And Adam's like, well, the championships are on Saturday. So I said, well, we're cheering for you. Hopefully you'll make it all the way and be here that whole time. So
do they have transportation? Or are they borrowing a family car? Or are they?
We're working through some of that. Listen, I mean, my generosity extends. There are limits to it, but yeah, we're helping out as much as we can.
They doing
with some of the
chores?
different things. They asked, like, hey, you want me to take the trash out or something? Like, nah, man, you're good. Like, I guess what I got these kids for.
Could use a coat of paint in that one bedroom, though.
So they can do that. But yeah, they've been good to the point where, like, my youngest son Caleb's like, when's Adam coming back? Yesterday, I go, dude, he's playing tennis. That's why he came here, not to just hang out with you. But they do enjoy it, and my kids all fancy they have a good British accent. So I said, well, now's your chance. You can put your English accent up against him, and he can thumbs up and thumbs down you and tell who's the best. But best of luck to them. That was interesting. And then also juiced up, we watched Ohio State get the dub, and then watching my guy Luke Fickell get a victory at Wisconsin. That was awesome to see on Saturday night. I was praying that they weren't going to somehow blow that game. And when they got the sack of, oh gosh, what's their quarterback? Starts with a D. Can't think of his name.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
Indiana receiver.
They got a sack on third down and then threw an incompletion on fourth, and that was the game. And it was very happy to see him. He's a good football coach. Hopefully they get him the resources next year and get a couple maybe more wins this season as well. That'd be tremendous for him. And the Buckeyes always winning. And Julian's saying probably going to New York and hopefully bringing home the first Heisman since Troy Smith did it back in 2006. That would be awesome to see. Mo, what Schlegel's got to say?
That's what you love about iron. I told you guys this many times. There's 2 things that don't lie to you, Jesus and iron. It's a fact. 500 pounds, or if you're Ronnie Coleman, 800 pounds is 800 heavy pounds. Like, that's what it is.
Hey, 2 things that don't lie to you, Mo. Jesus and iron.
Well, that's Schlegel's about, OJ.
I just want to meet Schlegs once.
You never met Schlegs?
No.
Yeah. It's Schlegs.
I just want to hang with him and then let him probably smack me around because, it just sounds like that would be part of the fun.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have me juiced right now. I am really juiced. 2 things especially. One, up in Marion, M-Town, we have a Marion native who just led his team to the Grey Cup.
Oh, okay.
Trevor Harris, quarterback for the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Yeah. He is a proud graduate of Marion Pleasant High School, and he led the team to a last-second victory, actually. They were 5 yards from the end zone, and he threw a touchdown pass with 11 seconds left and won it. So their first Grey Cups, first time going to the Grey Cup since, I believe, 2013. So that's really cool. And we have 2 friends of mine that actually went out on a limb, started their own business in Marion, and it's a wonderful business. It's a coffee bar called Sip Easy.
Okay.
They had their first week last week and very successful. I'm so proud of them because I'm proud of anybody that I know that just takes a dream, takes a chance, and goes out for it. And I'm really happy for them. And I'm thrilled. I made my first pot of chili for the fall.
There you go.
This weekend, and it turned out glorious as it usually does. So I've been eating chili all weekend. Amazingly enough, has not affected me in here in an enclosed space.
Yep, I appreciate that. Big chance you took there, but nonetheless, it's a coffee shop. People went and sit and talk, don't they?
Yeah, they
okay,
do.
because Bobby does not understand that concept. Bobby does not believe that people still go into coffee shops and talk. Like I do the one down here, Collins Coffee, over on Riverside. I go there all the time, talk sports with the owner, talk with other people in there. And
we'll
Bob
talk
was
to anybody that'll listen. That's why.
That's also fair, Bob. Yes, that's also accurate. But I'm saying there are other people in there talking that don't want to hear me, and they're having conversations. And yes, Bob, a coffee shop is still a great place to go and just conversate for a few.
I find that as well. But I also like a bar.
Yes, that too. I'll do the same thing there. I'll just talk louder. So, Bob, are you going to go watch any of the tennis? Emily, I think, was asking that. Are you going to watch any of the? You're going to watch it?
I might slide on over because I told him, I was like, when do you play today? I was like, well, I'll work out right across the way, so I might pop on over and see how they're doing. Mondays are a little busy, so I might head over tomorrow and get a chance to check that out.
Yes, that's hopefully I heard it's supposed to be like 60 degrees on Saturday, which would be perfect for.
It's going to be
Columbus.
Well, that's UCLA. You got UCLA this weekend, so that'd be really nice. A night game, so it won't be frigid, if you will.
I think I might head down there. I don't know if I think we got rid of our tickets. We may have 2 of them. My wife might be going to the game. I think we sold 2, and we might have 2 still. My wife might be going to that game though. But yeah, night game down there. But I think I might go down and kind of hang out and tailgate a little bit. I'm going to love doing that. Juiced also, Bob, because tomorrow in the show we're going to have Maurice Hall, former Buckeye, former Bearcat first, and then former Buckeye, to Haven. And he's got a movie coming out, and we're going to talk to him about that. It's called Worst Christmas Ever. Bill Bellamy's in the movie as well. So, but anyway, we'll have Maurice on Mo Hall to talk about that. Your former teammate, Big Mo. Nice job today. The other. Your Big Mo's on tomorrow, also with us, but not you, Mo, because it'll be Bodie tomorrow. Thank you to Bill Bennett for joining us there via video. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow's a Schlegs Day at 7 o'clock. We will do that. And you, as you know, hang on for dear life whenever we do that. But it'll be Schlegs Day tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in, all the chatters. We appreciate you. We'll see you again tomorrow. Morning Juice.